Hi, it's Dara here, and I'm back here wanting to document partway through my junk journal journey that I'm taking through Jamie Riddler Studios. I was going to wait till the end, but when I finished, but it's changing so much that I thought it might be fun to capture this more middle part. So when I mentioned before in the last video was that I did lots of gathering from magazines and books and also bags and stuff that I had around. So I collect lots of little things for art making and art journaling. So I did have some stuff around, but admittedly, I was inspired mostly by magazines like Mabel and Bella Grace, where the paper is a little bit more firm and easy to bind and work with and glue on. I did use some magazine pictures that I got kind of attached to, but they're more flimsy and you have to back them more to keep them strong. So I also used pictures from some secondhand books that I had, one especially that I liked from this Klimt book, which is hard at first to cut out of the book, but I was able to do it because honestly I don't look through this book much, and there's a few pictures that are really gorgeous, so why not put them into some of my own artwork. So when I was going through my book and trying to reshape it a little bit and make it my own, I wanted to sort of get away from the fact that a lot of it came from Mabel and Bella Grace. Like I really wanted to make it more my own. So I went through and tried to cover up some of the words. And I did still like this color story, so I kept with the pinks and oranges because that's a color story that comes up a lot for me. So I wanted to stay close to that. And this is a lot about dance movement classes that I took studying expressive arts. So I feel like this book actually is a lot about my expressive arts journey. So that's really fun. So the way that that's unfolded. I trimmed up the pages a little bit and I let go of some of the cards that were in here and glued this down to tie it in more. And I wanted more texture in here too, so I added this plastic there. And this is just like about studying art in Europe. Like I had a lovely opportunity to do that. That was so unexpected, and I treasure that. So it's kind of some memories back there. And here's like when you go through, it says lost over here, and you go through some difficult processes to get where you are. That's what that's about, but that there's lots of color that emerges from that. It's interesting because I don't wear pink or like pink really so much as for decorating or anything like that, but in my art it doesn't matter how I start or what I start with. I can start with really dark blacks and grays and deep blues, and my piece ends up these fuchsia colors. It's really, really interesting to me. So this was one of the magazine pieces that I reinforced, but I kind of like how the pages fold too. I let go of a little bit that was in here, and I made some space to do more journaling on, and drawing and stuff, so I'm looking forward to that. And then I used some cream colored acrylic to wash out some of the words on there. I just love this piece here. I added a little more washi tape too to tie in the pages. The centerpiece is almost the same, except I added a little handmade chunk over here, and lots of my things are upside down and sideways, and it's not so intentional, but I think I maybe studied too much Picasso in my early 20s, and it stuck with me in collage, but I tend to want to move everything all different ways. So going into the second half of the book, this might seem like so over the top, but I so love it because this is like a paint that I made on paper a long time ago, and it was just in my drawers. And this is like a special card, and these roosters are all about how fresh I feel in the morning. And I added some more books here, and there's a little dog under here, which I would love to have a little dog, but not the kind that was there. So I covered it up with some flowers, and interestingly, when I did that, the teacup popped out, and I thought, this is just so me, is to have tea and read my books, and I would just love to invite a lot more color into my home this spring. So that's what that page is about. My place doesn't look anything like that. It's actually kind of earth tones, but I would just love to bring lots of color into my home. So that's what that piece is. And then I shifted over here into still thinking about the gorgeous sunsets that are here. I mean, a lot of people buy homes or rent places that face the mountains because they're such a big attraction, but that's very expensive. And so we face the east, and what we didn't know when we moved in is actually the sunsets are much more gorgeous, or sorry, the sunrises are much more beautiful than the sunsets here. So we're just kind of quite lucky to be facing east and able to watch them. So I did some more actually blocking out with some cream paint there, and added a little bit here. So I'm hoping to do some journaling and putting marks in there. And I tidied up my bag a little bit more here, and I'm hoping to find some little things I can put in the bag. And this is also about bringing more of the arts into my home. I've had one workshop here for doll making, and I would just love to have more and do some maybe art journaling workshops in my home too. So that's about the creative arts coming into my home toward the end, and lots of delicious natural food and flowers too that I love. And the end just surprised me so much, but I have like a tip of the sunrise here, a little bit of paper that has some of my painting on it, and the Rocky Mountains, which I just totally love and came out here to be near. And you know, that's always difficult to uproot yourself and move, and you have to make choices and some sacrifices in that way. But also the way that I embrace the mountains is in a playful manner, hopefully, and in my own way. And that's what I thought this little bunny on the bike expressed. So that's my journey so far. Whoops. And I'm gonna make some more marks and hopefully draw some flowers and yeah, just do some bit of line drawing in there. That some ideas I picked up in Creative Bug from Lisa Cogden and some other artists in there. So I'll play around with that and come back and do a final video. Thanks again for being part of this process. It's fun to have. Okay, so this is my final flip through of my junk journal journey. So I feel like it's done. I wasn't sure I would know how it was finished, but it feels finished to me. Like I kind of treated it like a journal that I would just write in. So I started just going through it. And normally when I do spirit dolls, I work like with a piece of a poem or something and work out of that. So this way I sort of did it backwards. I built the journal up and then I integrated some poetry into it. So these are all just like quotes from different poets such as Sally Atkins and Rumi and that kind of thing. So worked it away through here. I got rid of some of that paper so it could breathe a little bit more. I pulled out some designs from the Klimt here, put some more poetry on this page. It was really fun to go in and just doodle and draw and try not to be too precious about it. So that's hard because I can see all kinds of mistakes and how I would do it differently, but that's part of the fun of experimenting, right? So even here I wanted it to look more handmade, so I rubbed that out and put my own words over top. And some more in there. This part got kind of busy, but I'm okay with that because it is meant to be a journal. So I just kept writing in it and putting stuff where I want it. And that's the last page. and then the final cover, which is my favorite. So some of the poems that I used were just from cards that I picked up in different expressive arts trainings. So for example, here's one by Mark Nepo, so beautiful. So what I thought I would do is I would put those in the envelope that was there. So done. Anyway, it was really fun, and I want to thank Jamie Riddler at Jamie Riddler Studios for offering this lovely class. It was really super great. Thank you.